All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're jumping right into the deep end to talk about the psychology of female desire. We're going to deconstruct the science, the history, and the culture behind attraction, using our source material to really guide the way. So let's just get right to it. We're starting with the big, and often controversial question that our sources really dig into. It's a topic that sits right at the intersection of biology, psychology, and social conditioning, and we are going to unpack it piece by piece. But, before we can even begin to talk about attraction, we kind of have to understand the basics of sexual response. So our journey actually starts with the orgasm itself, which, as you're about to see, is way more than just a physical reflex. The key thing to grasp from our sources is this: it's all about the brain. The female orgasm isn't just a physical thing, it's this incredibly sophisticated event happening upstairs. Think of it like this: the pleasure centers in the brain are lighting up like a Christmas tree, while the parts responsible for self-control just temporarily go offline. It's a total mind-body experience. And this mind-body connection, it's not a new idea, not by a long shot. We're talking ancient Chinese and Indian texts that documented it. Get this, physicians in medieval Europe even thought a woman had to orgasm to get pregnant. So its importance has been recognized for centuries, long before we had the science to map out what was actually going on in the brain. Okay, so knowing the brain is pretty much the command center for pleasure, things get even more fascinating. The link is so incredibly powerful that the mind can, in some cases, create the whole experience all by itself. And that leads us to this concept our sources call a mindgasm. Yeah, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's about using the brain as the main sexual organ, achieving an orgasm through just thought and fantasy alone. This is such a powerful illustration that for us humans, desire and climax are rooted so deeply in our psychology, not just our physiology. So this is where that incredible power of the mind really loops back to our main question. If our psychology is strong enough to create a physical response from just a thought, then what are the big theories explaining an attraction to dominance? Well, our sources point to a couple of really compelling and kind of competing scientific ideas. And here's a key piece of data coming from a University of Pennsylvania study. It found a pretty direct link. Women reported having more frequent orgasms and having them sooner, with partners they described as dominant. And a finding like that has sent researchers down two main paths to try and explain the why. And this brings us right to the core of the debate. On one side, you've got the evolutionary perspective. This theory basically says that this attraction isn't...